how healthy is he? And I don't want to hear anything about ramping up. Don't use the word. Just don't use the word ramp up around me, please. Just don't use it. Just throw it out. What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Wrong vs. Right. I'm your host, Jay. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe below and hit that button. Another hotel edition. I'm out on a work trip, but today we're talking about the Sixers top 5 media day questions that need to be asked. And stay tuned because I think most Sixers fans want to know the answers to these questions. So look, number 5, positions like VJ Edgecombe and veteran depth pieces. How are you balancing expectations between long-term development and winning right now? What I would hope to hear from Nick Nurse on a question like this is that, we have high expectations for VJ Edgecombe. We're not going to rush him to be, a superstar player, but he is going to play basketball for the Sixers this year. We are in win now mode, and he should be an integral part of winning, especially in a guard-driven league where every team has multiple guards that play positionless basketball, who can defend, shoot the basketball, score. I think VJ Edgecombe really fits the bill on these areas, and I think that he's going to get a lot of playing time. So I would expect to hear a response like that from Nick Nurse. Number 4, Quentin Grimes, right? What is the status of the Quentin Grimes contract? How does the team plan to resolve that situation, especially given the October 1st deadline? Heading into media day, this situation is still unresolved. Obviously, Quentin Grimes believes he deserves more money. The Sixers don't want to pay him that because realistically, he's going to be the 4th option on offense if he even starts. But he's demanding second, third option. And he's like, listen, today's price is not yesterday's price. So I'm not mad at him for wanting his money, but at some point he has to come to terms with Quentin Grimes. We love you as a player. We want you back on the team, but this 25 to 20 mil, whatever he's asking for, it's probably just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. My next question would be for Tyrese Maxey. Hey man, how did you develop into a leadership role on this team? And how is that process going for you? Because this team desperately needs you to be the leader. Vocally, energetic wise, just getting guys through tough times, especially Joel Embiid. How have you developed that aspect of your game kind of thing? I think Maxey has really embraced this leadership role, and I think he's going to take an even further step. We heard, from him in some interviews that he's been keeping in touch with the guys during the offseason, just keeping tabs on them, making sure they stay connected, getting some workouts in with VJ Edgecombe, Justin Edwards, things like that. So, I would love to hear Maxey's perspective on being a leader for this season, and obviously just hearing from him hey man, this team really depends on you. What do you plan to do? What's the next step? And how can you encourage these guys to keep going? Next, I would probably ask this of Nick Nurse and Paul George directly. So listen, how confident are you in Paul George or your ability to stay healthy this upcoming season and contribute meaningfully? What role do you see for yourself, Paul George? And Nick Nurse, what do you see Paul George's role being for the team this season? I would love to see how each of them answer that question. In my mind, and I think in most Sixers fans' mind, Paul George is the 3rd offensive option behind Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. We know he's 35 years old. He has a lot of health problems, especially with his knees. And, at this stage in his career, he's not what he used to be in OKC, obviously, or Indiana. But he's still a really good player. People love to hate on Paul George. I'm not going to go as far to say that he's washed. I think he's, super talented, actually. And I think, last season, he averaged 16 a game. I think that was an off year, and he averaged 16. So if he plays well, he shoots a little bit better from the 3. I think he could actually average 19 to 20 points a game. As your 3rd option, that's not bad at all, and that's all we really asked for him. Well, that ends to be available because he played 41 games last season, and if we really want to be competitive in the East, the Sixers, when I say we, you got to play at least 60 games because we know Embiid's not going to be available every game. So Paul George, yes, he's our 3rd option, but some nights when Embiid isn't playing, he's going to be the 2nd option. So I would really love to hear from Nick Nurse and Paul George about where does he see his role being on this team? How healthy is he? And I don't want to hear anything about ramping up. Don't use the word. Just don't use the word ramp up around me, please. Just don't use the word ramp up around me or any Sixers fans, please. Just don't use it. Just throw it out. They need to ban the words ramp up from Philadelphia sports because we're tired of it. And lastly, the top question I would ask of Joel Embiid Nick Nurse, and Daryl Morey is what is the status of Joel Embiid? Again, don't tell me about a ramp up. Just be honest. Like either he's healthy, he's not healthy, or and I'm not gonna say it, but or he just doesn't have a return date. And I kind of harken back on the article that Joel Embiid had written about him earlier this summer, where it's like he's gonna come back when he's ready. So if he doesn't have if he doesn't have a date set in mind and he's really not healthy enough to go out there, just be upfront about it. Like he doesn't have a timeline right now. Like he's not healthy enough to play at this point. Just be honest with us. Don't leave us wondering. I know the Sixers have to sell tickets. I know, they want to build excitement for the fan base, but saying this ramp up stuff, like we're just tired of it and it just makes us more frustrated. Embiid only played 19 games last season. And the Sixers will not be in title contention if he is not available to play games. But if he is available, the sky's the limit for the Sixers if he's available. Imagine, a scenario where he plays 60 games this season. They have a real chance to win the championship, in my opinion, if that happens. Because of the ascension of Tyrese Maxey, Justin Edwards, Jared McCain, VJ Edgecombe. You have all these pieces, Trenton Watford. Adem Bone is really playing well as well. And I think I think you guys will be surprised by Dominic Barlow. He's like a 6'8" power forward. He can actually play defense and rebound really well. And we all know that the 4 spot is kind of weak for the Sixers right now. Kelly Oubre. There's a lot of talent on this roster, but again, it all comes down on the health and availability of Joel Embiid. And more so than anything, I would love to hear from Joel Embiid, for this question. Like, man, just be honest with us. Like, do you feel healthy right now? Did the surgery help? Was it a success? Like, do you feel better than what you felt like prior to the surgery? I would assume that he does, but I would love to hear from him as opposed to, the GM or the coach who are probably going to tell us about the R word. But anyway, guys, those are my top 5 media questions I would ask for the Sixers. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What would you ask of them? Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Everybody can't be wrong. Everybody can't be right. I'm out.